All right, so you've probably seen this all over the place online, right? This whole Steve Smith Sr. thing.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of attention.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know Smith, he's this, well, he was this incredible NFL wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely legend.
Yeah, but now he's kind of caught up in this whole mess.
Yeah, and it's a big one.
Yeah, so...
Infidelity accusations.
Right, infidelity accusations,
Yep.
and it's just blown up online.
Social media is having a field day.
Exactly, and that's really what we're going to kind of try and unpack in this deep dive today. Like, we're not here to gossip, right?
Right.
We want to look at what we actually know.
Yeah.
And we've got this this pasted text excerpt, basically a transcript of a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And they go into, all the details of what's going on.
They try to break it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at that and then, talk about what it all means.
Exactly.
So this podcast, right, they start off, they say, okay, this all really started when this guy, Tony Martinez, went on X, used to be Twitter, right?
Right.
And just, he dropped this bomb.
Yeah, he did. He said
Coming
Steve Smith Sr. was involved with his wife.
with his wife, and that she was an employee of the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
And that adds another whole
There's
layer.
a whole other layer to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then to make things even crazier, he goes and he posts these screenshots.
Oh, yeah, the alleged texts, right.
Right, of these alleged text messages between Smith Sr. and his wife.
But here's the thing.
Now,
The podcast, they're really careful to say, we don't actually know
we don't know if these are real.
if these are real. Yeah. There's no independent verification.
And that's such an important point.
Huge point. Yeah.
Because we see this all the time, right?
All the time.
People
No.
can just make screenshots,
Absolutely.
and doctor them up to say whatever they want.
And it's really hard to tell
Right.
what's real and what's not anymore.
So it's like, how much can we even trust this as evidence?
That's the question, right? Like, you're looking at this, you're seeing these accusations,
Sure,
you're
right.
seeing these texts, but should you believe it? Like, that's something to think about.
Right. And in the podcast, they bring up another point.
Yeah.
They talk about this leaked phone call, apparently,
Ooh, juicy.
where Smith Sr. is heard saying, "I'm sorry,"
Yeah, I'm sorry.
before it cuts off. So
See, that's what gets people, right? Like,
like-
they go, oh, he admitted it.
what does that even mean?
Right. But does it, though?
Does it? Like, is he saying, "I'm sorry" for, what he's accused of?
Yeah, or is he, I'm sorry that this whole thing's happening?
Right.
Is he, I'm sorry he hurt people he didn't mean to hurt?
Right. Or is it taken totally out of context?
Exactly.
No,
We need more information than just that little soundbite.
And that's something the podcast points out, too. They say that, the time of recording,
Yeah.
Smith Sr., his reps, they haven't said anything publicly.
Interesting. Yeah, they haven't responded.
They've just been completely silent.
And the podcast, they kind of use that to add to the intrigue, right? They're like, is this just clout chasing? Or is this a deeper betrayal? They're trying to get people thinking, get them talking.
All right, but it's like,
Hey,
but there could be so many reasons why he's not saying anything, right?
Totally.
Like maybe his lawyers are telling him to keep quiet.
Could be legal strategy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or maybe he's just trying to, protect his family
Protect his family from the media frenzy.
from all this media scrutiny, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like his silence is automatically proof of anything.
Right. It doesn't mean he's guilty.
Right.
It just means he's not talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And there could be good reasons for that.
Yeah, and I think it's smart that the podcast kind of ends on that note,
Yeah. They say it's a developing story.
They say it's developing. They say, stay tuned.
Leave your comment.
Leave your comments.
Get the engagement up.
Right. But it's also a good reminder that we don't have the full picture yet.
We don't. We really don't.
There's a lot more to this
And it's going to keep changing.
that we know, right?
Absolutely.
You've gone through this one source, this podcast transcript,
And we've looked at the accusations, the evidence, or lack thereof.
the silence, the speculation, the whole 9 yards.
That's a lot to unpack, right?
Yeah, and what's really striking me is just how this reflects, what's happening online all the time.
This is like a case study in the power of online accusations.
Right.
And how quickly they can spread.
And the damage they can do.
And how we, as consumers of this information, need to be really careful
Yeah.
about how we interpret it.
About how we judge.
Because we don't always have all the facts.
Right. And even when we think we do,
Yeah.
it might not be the whole story.
There might be more to it.
So, I mean, what do you think about all this? What's kind of the biggest takeaway for you?
I think for me, the biggest takeaway is that we can't just blindly accept everything we see online.
Right.
We need to be critical.
We got to think for ourselves.
You got to ask questions. We got to look for more information.
We got to consider different perspectives.
Exactly. And even then, we might not have all the answers.
Yeah, but at least we're trying to be informed.
We're being thoughtful about it. And that's really what matters in the end, right?
Right.
Being responsible with the information we consume and how we share it.
Exactly.
And that's something for all of us to think about, as we go through our day, as we scroll through our feeds.
If we encounter these kinds of situations.
Yeah, because there's going to be more.
Oh, there's always going to be more.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, stay critical, stay informed, and, we'll see you in the next deep dive.
See you then.
All right, take care.
You too.